You're such an asshole.
Happy day all at assholeconsulting.com, where it's always a happy day because I'm paid to curse and yell at people. Hi Clary, I'm 19 years old and just graduated from high school. I've been entrepreneurial my whole life. After much trial and error, I have saved $17,000 and I'm currently making $2,000 per month from my online business. Look at this fucking kid go. 19 fucking years old, and he failed. He failed many times, but then he succeeded in the end. So he's making what pensioners make when they fucking retire. For my online business. It is completely automated and passive, and my income should grow as I add more businesses and projects over time. Despite a huge battle with my parents, I decided not to go to college. At least you stood your ground, man. I'm planning on slow traveling the world while working from a laptop. I'm embracing minimalism to an extent and have always been more motivated by amazing experiences rather than expensive cars and houses. Dude, you have figured out more shit at an age that's less than half of mine. That's good going, and good luck to you. A few questions and points that have been irking me. What do you think of my situation? What should be my main priorities going forward? Well, here's the thing. You have figured out what has normally plagued humans until they were dead, and that is putting food and clothing and shelter on the table. Now, there are going to be certain things outside of your control. If the economy goes to pot, we go World War III, okay, then you have different issues. But now you get to look forward to figuring out, okay, what do you want to do with basically 80% of your life? That's the biggest issue right now. And also perplexing you is going to be that you have really not a lot of peers. Your peers are going to be old farts like me, even older, that are even going to have a concept of relating to you. So your average 19-year-old kid, they're not even on the same planet as you right now. So you're going to be a little lonely, and what I would do is I would go and just travel the world, find out where you want to live. That's what I would do. And it could be multiple places, all right? It could be a little bit in Thailand during winter, maybe it'd be Australia during summer, I don't know. But I would go, and pretty much what you're doing is you're going to slow travel around the world, figure out this globe, figure out this is your big backyard, this is your playground, and find out where it is that you'd like to live. That's basically it. I wouldn't worry about finding girls go ahead, get laid, but I wouldn't worry about like finding your true love or anything like that. But go out there and get this global context of where you physically belong in the world. And that will eat up plenty of time. That will eat up 5-6 years as you slowly make your way around the world. So that's what if not your main priority. The other one, I'd be stealing like metal, galvanizing yourself in preparation for what is going to be pretty much you're going to be a loner a little bit. Not that there won't be people around. You go to Bangkok, there's going to be millions of people around. But in terms of finding peers, you're just going to have to accept that there are going to be some drawbacks to this, and you're going to have to find your peers. Now, you could do this being a fellow, fellow traveler well met. But I would definitely go online to the internet. I would read Adam Pigot's book, Pushing Rubber Downhill. That's a must. That's a vital. I would even call him up and email him, look him up. I could put you in contact with him and ask him, because he kind of went down a similar road and path as well. So he might have some insights, but it's going to be exploring the world, finding out where you belong in it. Also, what you'd probably like to do is hobbies and things that stimulate you intellectually. And then finding peers. I think most of your peers, unfortunately, are going to be online, which is better than never having peers. Imagine when, Daniel Boone, he had no fucking peer. He had bears and wolves to go and kill. And that was the excitement in his life. Second question. How should I manage dating and relationships while abroad? I consider myself a romantic guy, long-term only, no flings, and always seem to have the most motivation and fulfillment when a girl is in my life. I want to find my dream girl someday. For traveling, I'm planning on staying a few months in each location and doing slower travel. Should I ever take a girl traveling with me to continue dating her after my visa expires? And what should I tell women when I meet them? Holy shit, you got a bunch of questions here. On one hand, I feel like my drive and passion for being different is a core part of my personality. Well, of course, it's gotten where you are now, and you're going to live a much more interesting life because of it. Well, on the other hand, I feel like I could easily end up being viewed as a sugar daddy. Is disclosing my nomadic entrepreneurship an asset or a liability? How should it be handled? Okay, you got to play it by ear with each girl you meet, but for now, your age group, you're completely fucked. All right, you don't tell them the money. You just don't tell them. You are a vagabond. You are a poor. Your parent. You here. Your uncle died and left you with 40 grand, but you can only access it in increments of 1,000 as you go around. He wants you to travel the world. So that they can't access that money. They don't know that you make a lot of money. They don't know that you have the potential to make a ton of money, and that eliminates the gold diggers and girls that are looking for a free check, as opposed to looking for and liking you for you. So, but you have a bunch of questions. Let's answer them individually. Dream girl. All right, you are. I can't say you'll never find your dream girl. I know you want to be monogamous and you like that. That's not going to happen at your age. It just is statistically very unlikely to happen in your age. Now, with you traveling though, you are going to different cultures, and you may find that in some more traditional cultures. Asia, India is a little bit different. South America, Latin, Hispanic cultures. So, in general, the rule would be you're in the United States, or if you're in the West, you're not going to... These girls are too busy whoring themselves about participating in slut walks, getting their masters in child sculpture, 18th century Guatemalan studies. Okay, you're not going to find them there. But if you really want, you really want that girl, I'd keep an eye out in different, more traditional cultures. Even that being said, you're only 19. It's not, you're too, I mean, you're advanced in this one area, finances and entrepreneurship, but you are woefully inexperienced in dating and courtship. So I would do the reverse. I would date a lot of girls. I would commit to none of them. You're going to be mobile. You're going to be a vagabond. So you're not going to be able to structurally date all these girls. I would even read some of Rush's V's books. Bang Poland, bang Ukraine, bang that. Not necessarily for pickups on or tips on how to pick up women, but you see how his nomadic lifestyle affects the logistics of the girls he dates. And sometimes he's torn. He meets a girl that he really likes. He's like, boy, maybe I should stay here. And he says, now I got to move on and continue on with the original mission. So I don't think your lifestyle as it is right now is going to be conducive for you finding a long-term girlfriend. And you may just have to, horrors of horrors, I mean, all the old men are laughing at you now. You may have to lower your standards and just have frivolous sex and meaningless relationships with women around the world, you poor bastard. And I know you want to find your dream girl. Every guy does. I would like, what was the book? Was it Bachelor Pad Economics? I forget which one it was, but I did this. I took inventory of all the girls I dated and found out of the 300 plus girls I dated, only 3 were really worth marrying. And even then, too, they were like, it's like, fuck, you want 4 kids? And like, could you please up your fucking IQ, but just by 10 points? Could you learn to change oil? Anyway, it's statistically unlikely, and therefore as an economist and an empiricist, you'll waste a lot more time trying to find that dream girl. So go do your thing. Go adventure about. All of a sudden you'll be in Glacier National Park. There'll be some cute honeys there, and you'll find a gal who's also like you, got an entrepreneurial thing and all that. And that you're going to find out, you're going to have a much higher chance doing what it is that you want to do and finding the love of your life. But by God, do not chase after that. You will fail miserably, and there's just too much crap out there. There's just too many frogs, not enough princesses. But for traveling, planning, should I ever take a girl traveling with me to continue dating her? No. And if you were 40 and you met a 35-year-old doctor or some gal who was like as self-supporting, was reliable, I'd say okay, maybe. But at your age, every 19-year-old, every girl under 30 is going to be a financial liability, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass. Now again, you're going to have to judge it case by case, all right? You may meet this wonderful vagabondette in Prague, and you're like, wow, she's cool, and she'll just go the same way. I need a traveling partner, let's go, come on. And maybe and then you travel around the world for an entire year. In fact, wow, you're the one I like. But you do not date a girl, say, hey, do you want to come with me? I'll pay for everything. No. I almost wish you would date a ton of girls here in the West and find out what you're dealing with and find out but you're young, and this is where You're just going to have to trust me. They are liabilities. I know they're hot. I know they're beautiful. And their feminine charms can make you fall in love in about a day or two until you get older and experienced and you date them. That's probably your biggest risk right now is the pussy torpedo. You have the USS Kick-Ass Life. It is this battleship, this mighty battleship in the world, and you're a brand new advanced battleship, the world's greatest technologies. And the only way it can be sunk, it's impervious to finances, it's impervious to baby boomer bosses, it's impervious to every known assault that has tried to keep young men down, but it is only sinkable by the pussy torpedo. Do not let pussy ruin what you have, okay? You got to screen, you keep them at arm's length, thank you, but you do not bring a girl along on this trip. Unless she happens to be going your way and she's already paying herself. So that's the only exemption to that rule. Which I tell women when I meet them, on one hand I feel like my driving passion for being different is core part of my personality. While on the other hand I feel like I could easily end up being viewed as a sugar daddy. Is disclosing my nomadic entrepreneurship an asset or a liability? It is an asset. It's a liability. Sorry, it's a liability. But you could still let your true personality show. Like I said, your uncle died, left you 40 grand, wanted you to travel around the world for a year, and was going to piecemeal you $1,000 at different places around the world. Then I would also mention your online business. Say, yeah, I got an online, but it doesn't provide, like beer money, but it's nothing fancy. But, I made some money. It beats working at McDonald's. So you still show them the entrepreneurial and adventuresome qualities, although you traveling around the world would be adventuresome, but they'll still see that quality and trait of you. But when you say, yeah, I make like $200 a month, it pays for a beer. That will keep away the gold diggers as well. All right, so, and also say you cannot access it. Your parents have to give you the money from your uncle. That, again, cuts out the gold diggers. So, yeah, and like I said, if you met a 35-year-old surgeon of a female persuasion and be like, okay, yeah, cool, maybe you could tell her, but no, not girls your age, absolutely. And definitely do not tell foreign women that you make money at all. Do not. They all assume Americans are rich, and just to give you a little, read Do the Philippines by Matt Forney. These girls, not just in the Philippines, but the family looks at you as like a meal ticket, either to the United States or to money. They just assume all Americans are rich. And that if you start dating their daughter, well, then you've got to pay the family. You better give money to the family. You got to fuck that. That's why America's number one, or we used to be. Because we said, fuck the family, we're going to go with the individuals. Next set of questions. I also fear being alone due to the rarity of my situation. Most people my age are in one of the following situations: in college, working a job, have no money, have no free time, or immature. How do I find people like me who are free, or just people in general who I can enjoy time with? Well, let's answer that one immediately. There's the fact you will run into fellow travelers on your journeys. You can stop at youth hostels. I would go more on the internet, though. I think that's more your age generation. So Airbnb, also couchsurfing.com. I would look into that. And the thing with couchsurfing, and this I did write in Reconnaissance, man. And you may, I'm not trying to plug my books. I'm telling you about them because this is stuff that will help you. But with couchsurfing, there's a community out there. It's like, well, I just go to some random person's couch. No, you sign up for couchsurfing.com. Then you go to meetups in your own town before you meet these people, or maybe in the town you're visiting and you're staying at a youth hostel. Then you get to know people, you make friends with them, you earn their trust, they earn your trust, and now you don't feel like you're going to be killed missing your kidney one day when you wake up and that guy is gone. So that is where you're going to find, couchsurfing is like the lightning rod for adventurers and travelers, as is youth hostels, or perhaps youth hostels back in the olden days, and Airbnb for those that have a little bit more money. So I would join couchsurfing.com. I would go and find people in your town, say, do you know anybody in wherever you're going? Spain. Do you know somebody in Italy that you can recommend? They'll refer you. Then you meet that person, and now, okay, you're not a strange person in a strange land. You're a strange person in a strange land with a guide, or at least somebody that'll, someone to call in case of emergency. So kind of friends helping friends. That's the both digital and meet space network that I would get yourself into to meet like-minded people. I feel like my lifestyle may make me isolated or improve my social skills and self-confidence immensely, depending on how you handle it. Oh, it's going to do both. What tips could you give so that I could do the latter when I'm traveling around? How do I start working on a social circle when I arrive at a new place? Well, like I said, couchsurfing.com, but like I said before, you're going to steel yourself and prepare to be alone. You just are. Again, another book you might want to read, Curse of the High IQ, Bell Distribution Curves. You're way the fuck over here on the right of the Bell Distribution. There's not a lot of people populating this little tail 3 standard deviations out from the norm. Thankfully, there's 7 billion people in the world, and you're going to travel it, so you are going to run into some people, but at the same time, like, when I go motorcycle riding, I've given up calling my friends, hey, let's go to South Dakota, you can fly or drive or something, you got the weekend in. Oh no, I'm tired. And these are people without kids and with all the money in the world. And it's like, fuck it. I mean, I just accept the fact I'm going to be alone most of the time. And so when I go throughout my travels, yeah, I'm about 95, 97% alone, but then there's that 5 to 2% time that I'm in a town with people I know, having the blast of my life. Good friends who I consider like brothers and sisters, part of my family. But yeah, that's how the real world is. I mean, you're going to take the Transcontinental Railroad across Russia, you're going to be alone for a while there, pal. You want to ride down to Tierra del Fuego, you're going to be alone for a while, especially if you don't speak Spanish. So that's just what it is. There's no short-circuiting that. But as I said before, do an immense amount of research on the internet. Try and find a network of friends. Get into that couch surfing. Go, if you know how to salsa dance, swing dance, some kind of dancing, some kind of cultural thing that they do in Spain or they do in Prague, learn how to do it here. I don't know what they dance in Prague, but do that here. Find out, get connections over there so that when you go to these places, you at least have a guide or someone that can point you in the right direction. And then that'll introduce you to meeting other people. And then there's also there's American, what do they call them? Colonies or groups. You can find them online where it's like, okay, where do I find the Americans colony or settlement? And you go hang out there. And then, we hang out in Belize, but this is the place to go. Don't get tacos there, get tacos here. That sort of thing. Any additional comments or life advice on my overall situation and how you would handle my lifestyle would be appreciated. The only thing I'm going to point out is that you're going to run into problems with agency and purpose, especially this young in life. I said having no problems is a problem. I have been very fortunate at more than twice your age. It finally hit where, okay, the mortgage is manageable. I'm minimalistic. I'm the budget is fine. I don't answer to anyone. And you're like, cool. What's next? There is nothing next. This is it. Like I said, most of human history is humans just fighting to survive long enough so they could die. There was no retirement. There was no, okay, I got all my cattle. What do we do next? It's like there is nothing else next. Less than 1% of 1% of all the human history since 2 million years ago. No one's got, this is the new frontier, psychologically speaking. There is no solution to a problem that doesn't exist. And so you're going to be bored. I mean, not traveling around the world, you'll be engaged and entertained. But mentally, you'll be like, okay, is anyone else coming with me? Can you guys? Because you have 3 things. You have money, you have time, and you have mobility. You can do your work online. Before the internet, you could only have 2, maybe. 2. Now, with the internet, an increasing amount of people can do this. And there's an increasing population, but it's still microscopic. And the other thing is getting people with the psychology to go out and do that. Yeah, dude, you're a freak. You're a statistical freak, and there's going to be very few people like you out there. And so what are you going to do afterwards? Well, read Adam Pigot's book, Pushing Rubber Downhill. But like Adam, I'd inevitably, and plus you want to, it sounds like you're a long-term guy, inevitably you're going to want to find a wife or at least a long-term girlfriend. You may want to think about having kids, but dude, this is a question at least 5 years down the road. I mean, you might meet your girlfriend, your future wife now, okay, that's fine, but marriage is not a thing right now. Your main goal is to go out and explore the world. But once you get the wife and maybe you have the kids, Then that'll keep you engaged. Then you have kids, then they have grandkids. Okay, that's how it used to go. But if you don't have kids up until that point, you're not going to really have much agency except being a exploring, adventuring vagabond, which is cool. But there are drawbacks. And then whatever other intellectual stimulation you're going to need, yeah, maybe get a doctorate in economics, go study something online while you're traveling around. There's hobbies. You just fill your life with hobbies. That's all you got to do. And you got, based on life expectancy, you got 60 years of hobbies to fill, dude. Your number one enemy is going to be novelty wearing off. That's what's going to happen. So, and I wish I had like, oh yeah, you just do this. Like I said, nobody's been here before, or very few people have been, and there's just like, it's like, well, I guess I'll get drunk. I guess I'll do drugs. Don't drink or do drugs. Don't do that. Just keep trying to find hobbies, and in due time, maybe perhaps find yourself a spouse or a wife. Anyway, hope that helps. Best of luck to you. Toodles.